Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones setups for today. So nothing really going on at the moment. We are sort of in between the moving averages, and the moving averages are flat. We've got some fairly strong levels. I've left the levels in from Friday, but you can see lots of structure in this area that we're in at the moment. So this 38,522, 38,354. 38,107 and 38,041. Very strong areas of potential support on the downside and potential resistance on the upside. Now, if we start drilling down through the time frames, you see nothing's really changed on the 3-hour. You can see that we are in amongst moving averages. Moving averages may have crossed over going into the close last week, but yeah, last week was a big up, big down, and we closed up here. So we've got a pretty much a range bar almost, or we have a tail on the weekly. You know what I mean? So it's tail. So it's a range bar on the weekly. There was a range bar the week before. So still lots of indecision. Nobody really knowing what is going on. One thing that is clear for me is after the move down on Thursday and then the indecision on Friday, it does look like we've crossed over the moving averages. So I would just add in another level here. It's going to be a mess, but bear with me for a second. So I think the gap is definitely going to close. So 38,245 and 38,200 is the first area that I would look at for price to come back to. If you do build a base there, and I do this on the 15-minute. So if you do build a base here, I'd want to see a nice big juicy pin bar in this area. That would retest the 150 EMA. And that would trigger a potential move to the upside. Firstly, obviously the high of Friday, but that's been broken at the moment, so I don't think that's going to come into play. Your target more than likely going to be 38,522. However, there is potential for a move to the downside as well, because your higher time frames are not looking that exciting, and the daily as well, although you do have an inside buyer, but we're below the moving averages. So you can see the high of last week is what needs to be broken and come back to find support. So that's the high of last week, which is 38,612. So that would need to be broken and retested before on the daily you can argue that we have potential moves to the upside brewing. So looking at the oscillators here, there's it's a 50-50 call. I think we're waiting for the remainder of the tech stocks at the moment. So, and that only kicks off from Tuesday. So you're probably going to be ranging today. Okay, so yeah, any break below this zone, 38,107, 38,041, so that's the lows of Friday, that would mean that you're looking for an opportunity to the downside. Now on the 15 minutes you may pick it up on a break here of 38,200. So break, come back, reject it, start rolling, that could be an early signal for a short as well. So this is your pivot point as far as I'm concerned, 38,200. If we find support there, then you're looking for a move back up to 38,520. And if you break it to the downside, you're probably looking for a move first to 38,100. And if you get through 38,100, then I'd want to see a move down, pull back, reject it, and then roll, and then you've got a potential bigger setup to the downside. That's what I have on the cards for today. So yeah, just pay attention to 38,200. Everything hinges on that, depending whether we find support there or whether we're going to reject it. That would trigger the moves. But if it is a move to the downside, watch out for the support just below here at 38,100, because I think that is going to hold. If it does go, then you've got a much bigger move to the downside on the charts. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.